Hello, everyone, and welcome to Random Acts of Gaming, the Portland edition, or as we called it for a little while, Sector DP. I am Digital Panther, aka Michael, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a playthrough of the BattleTech game, and to make it more fun and more interesting, and because you guys probably haven't heard from him in a long time, I have my friend Jason on the line, whom I used to do FM from my mother's basement with. Say hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
I thought, why did I know you were going to say that? Um,
Always good to be here. Thanks, Michael. This will
well,
be fun to hang out with.
I'm
We
looking
haven't been
forward
able
to
to
it.
talk about it in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you've known me, what is something? How long? As long as you've known me, what is something I've really loved?
I mean, there's a lot of things.
Stompy
I
bots,
would say, well, yes, big stompy bots.
big stompy bots. Well, the best that and the big stompy bots games are BattleTech. So, and this is a game you've heard me talk about in the past, the
hmm
tabletop version of it. Why is it not showing up on the screen? Oh, there it is. Okay.
There it goes.
Um, and this is what this game is, in my opinion, the best adaptation of the tabletop game to a PC form so far,
Oh
especially
wow.
especially as part of a full on game.
How is this a relatively new
It actually
adaptation
came
or
out
is
in
this just
2018.
okay?
And here we're getting kind of like the history of the world when it's a condensed version of the history of BattleTech up to this point, from
We're
them
getting all the
leaving
lore
Earth,
set up for the game.
right? And then Project Demos, which is how they learned about FTL travel. The art style in this game is beautiful.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I have to imagine that they've probably taken their time on this. If it was from 3 years ago, I'm trying to think what else came around that time from that. I'd probably get an idea of the um,
There's the
detail.
establishment of
Maybe
the
like
inner
Mass Effect
sphere.
3 or.
I don't know. Yeah, I think no, ME3 was before this. I think.
Okay, gotcha.
This was done by a couple of people who worked on this worked on the original BattleTech, so it's kind of it's
Okay.
kind of cool in that regard. Okay, the start of the Star League. What gave me the idea to do this is there's a group called the Black Pants Legion, and specifically there's a
hmm
guy who's part of it named Tex,
Okay.
and Tex is a hoot. If you ever get a chance to watch any of this Tex Talks BattleTech, you're
hmm
in for a treat. It's awesome because not only does he go over the lore at various things, but just his attitude about it, and he talks about it as if he's in the time frame.
Oh, that's cool. So he actually
He does it like
immerses
he's an
himself in
instructor at
all
an
of it.
academy telling you about all this stuff. Okay,
See,
there's the
that's
Amara
awesome. 'Cause I
Civil
love when people
War.
really get into that.
Oh yeah, no, and Tex is it's awesome, but it reminded me how much I love the game, and that I figured, you know what, screw it. I've been wanting to do a project for a while, so here I am.
There we go. And now I have to imagine this is a bit cheaper than trying to buy all the models and build it yourself.
Yeah. But it is, but the comparing it operates a lot the same as the tabletop, but the tabletop and uh, is its own animal.
Mm,
It's there's various iterations on it. There's classic. There's this new version called Alpha Strike that involves cards, which I kind of
hmm
have a problem with. But for a while there was a click version. You know, those little click figures.
Oh yeah, HeroClix. You and I used to play it
Yeah.
for a while there.
Well, there was a Mech Warrior version of it for a while.
Ooh.
Um, and my son was hardcore into that. Um, but so here we are. We're going to start a campaign from the beginning. You go through the story. Standard campaign. Start game. Uh, what do I want to name this
Now,
character? Sorry, go ahead.
because I've watched some of the original like the full tabletop versions before,
Right.
and they are quite impressive. They definitely take a lot of they're definitely a labor of love and time. But I have to imagine does this with this is it more like a real time or is it
It's
also
real
still a
time.
turn-based strategy? It is real time.
Well, it's
Okay.
real. No, it's turn based,
I
but
am Kamea of
Okay.
Halserano,
okay, story time.
High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero. A no matter what the stories say. A hero
I
would
love
have
the art style for the
sacrificed
cinematics.
more,
I am really
compromised
digging it.
less. A hero would have done better.
Don't be so hard on
You
yourself.
know this, of course. You were there.
Was I?
My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times. About the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, my dear. It's not quite how it worked.
I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough,
So we got a
to carry the
Locust,
day.
a
Hiring
Phoenix
you.
Hawk, and an Atlas.
I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it.
Blackjack.
For belief in my cause, or just in my money.
I think it's all three, lady.
But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
War never changes. Oh, wait, wrong game.
It might as well be the same.
Actually, no, it's radically different. But yeah. So we're going to be playing in an area of space known as the Aurigan Reach, the Rimmer Periphery.
Okay.
So in BattleTech, you've got this, as in the opening thing, we saw those star maps span out. That was the inner sphere, which is the initial colonies of mankind as they left, and then they broke into the great houses. And then outside of that is the rim, or the periphery, which is where we are. And so we're going to be starting in a place called the Aurigan Reach. Region space lies in the outskirts of the more densely colonized inner sphere. One of the cool things about this game is we're going to be working for the Arano family at the start anyway.
Okay.
You notice all these parts that are in orange? If you don't know the lore, you just put your mouse over it, and it'll pop up with details.
It's already giving you more information, so you
Yes.
can dive in as deep as you want.
Oh,
That's a nice touch.
and this game is incredibly deep. Well, let me phrase that. The BattleTech as a whole is incredibly deep because there's
Right.
storyline. I mean, there's more. There's novels. There's source books going back to 1985.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, which is when I first started playing.
So I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh man, I haven't even scratched the surface yet.
The thing is, you don't need all that to play the game. I mean, it helps. It makes the enjoyment of it much deeper, but it's.
Oh, okay.
But you don't absolutely need it because it gives you enough to know what's going on. You don't need to know the details about Kerensky's leaving. You don't need to know the details about the clans who aren't in this game. The Exodus or any of that stuff. I mean, you'll get references to it here and there through the storyline, but it's not required to know it to enjoy the game.
It's just an extra layer on top of the immersion if you actually are aware of the lore and the history.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about giant Stompy Bots, or as I used to refer to them, 4-story tall walking tanks. So three House of Rados ruling 3 generations. It's here that your story begins. So remember I was mentioning the great houses earlier?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a few of them. We got the Draconis Combine, who is House Kurita. They're very Japanese in their style, and since I'm a weeb, guess who I normally play?
Nothing wrong with that.
The thing is,
I'm
they're
seeing-
kind of like this. They're almost despised because they're very. The big thing, the most popular groups out there are the Steiners, the Federated Sons, the Davian, and then the Merrick. Have you ever seen a guy called who goes by the Razorfist Rageaholic? Have you ever seen any of his stuff on YouTube?
I don't believe I have.
Okay, he's kind of a right winger, metalhead. He's done some really good stories. Like he did his Metal Mythos series is incredible because he goes in depth on like metal bands from their entire
Oh,
career
like
to present.
incorporates that into the really?
No, he doesn't talk about BattleTech. I mean, that's not that's separate from BattleTech. It's Metal Mythos is like
Okay.
he did an entire thing on various groups, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, but he does their entire history, and it's really good
Gotcha.
series.
Okay.
He
It
him
initially was like, wait, but he incorporated that into this? Holy crap.
no. Where this comes in is he happens to be a BattleTech fan, and I remember watching his stuff, looking at his back in his the room in his video, going, "Hey, wait a minute, that's an inner sphere map on his wall." And then, sure enough, he's like hardcore into BattleTech. He's House Merrick. He's a hardcore House Merrick. The Steiners are generally portrayed as German, speaking German, and there's a whole bunch of jokes about them. Apparently, the Canopins are no, not Canopins or Capellans. Capellans. The Capellans, House Lao, are the Chinese communists. Is how they're portrayed. Everybody hates Capellans for some reason. But anyway, you get to choose your history, and you don't really. This doesn't really. This will affect some of your dialogue choices through the game, but it doesn't affect your stats any really. So I'm going to be an a-hole and be different, and I'm going to go different from the general populace. I'm going to go Kurita because that's what I normally play because I like them. And then Story of Noble Birth. Do you want me to read these, or do you want to?
No, I want to go for it.
Okay. Through the immigrants to the Oregon. Never mind. Though immigrants to the Oregon reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Oregon space. By the time you were born, your family had become de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech, an old blackjack BJ-1. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when, and then this is where you can start choosing stuff that'll affect your character. So you can say you were exiled. Once promising young scion of your family, you committed an unforgivable transgression and were sentenced to life in exile. You stole away with the family's ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. So there are 4 main stat trees in this version. You've got gunnery, piloting, guts, and tactics. Gunnery's pretty self-explanatory. Piloting, pretty self-explanatory. Guts is contributes towards your hit points, kind of, how much damage you can take, and how stable you are. Piloting is how well you can maneuver the mech and whether or not you get knocked down a lot and whatnot for stability checks. And tactics, well, just tell it right here. Tactics. Increased effectiveness of called shot opportunities. Reduces penalties for indirect fire, improves minimum range of weaponry. So if you've got a high tactic skill, and you have like a long range weapon, you could get a lot closer with that long range weapon and still maintain accuracy.
Okay. I'm just trying to think, like, I'm looking at some of these options you have on the left side here and how they would work into those fields. And I'm like, your family died in an accident, and does that get like +3 gunnery? Like, you
we'll go through each of them.
Okay.
So this one, the exile, you get +1 gunnery, +1 tactics. You struck out on your own. As the heir to a noble family, you grew up wanting for nothing. And, as it turns out, you couldn't stand the life of pampered nobility. Finally, one night you stole away with the family's ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. This one gets you +1 piloting, +1 tactics. Your family went bankrupt. As you grew older, you watched your family's fortune, income, and influence slowly dwindle away, until there was nothing left. Your parents, driven to despair, took their own lives. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. This one gives you tactics and guts.
This is what happens when you invest too much into Dogecoin.
Exactly. Exactly. The Doge father let you down. Do you notice Coinbase is doing Dogecoin now?
Yeah, I did notice that. I saw a jump in the prices, and of course, they corrected almost immediately afterwards, but that's fine.
They haven't corrected to what they were when I bought them. I'm still ahead a lot. Anyway, let's see. Family died in an accident. Rest of your family died in a freak jump ship accident. Jump ships are how you go from system to system. It's the FTL
Okay.
travel in the game. Run almost entirely by what a lot of people, especially techs, call the space AT&T, which is Comstar. Comstar controls all of the interstellar communications,
Mm-hmm.
and a whole bunch of other stuff. And Comstar is, you don't fuck with Comstar. Comstar will fuck you up.
Are they just about the almighty dollar, or they just want like their say is absolute?
A little of both. They're not
Okay.
really a ruling class per se, but you don't fuck with them. I mean, Comstar guards a lot of the old technology. Um,
Gotcha.
through the succession wars, and you see a little bit of that in the intro. Um, there's what's referred to as the Ameris Revolution,
Mm-hmm.
and shortly after that, the inner sphere falls apart. With that, when the best general, the main general, General Kerensky, Alexander Kerensky, takes 80% of their military, uh, jump ships, battleships, um, and leaves. Just says, "Fuck you, I'm out. Peace," and heads out into the periphery with 80% of the entire known universe's military with him.
So that
So
at that point, who's going to stop him?
exactly. So meanwhile, the houses start fighting amongst themselves in what's referred to as the succession wars, and uh, mechs are in the actual game. Mechs are rare beasties. I mean, they're there. They're the weapon of choice, but
Mm-hmm.
new mechs aren't really being made, and tech
Mm.
has gone down significantly. So that's why a lot of things, and you'll see as we get into the game, you salvage stuff. So you go into a fight, you beat up another mech. You are salvaging their mechs to try and fix your own and build your own, or to get new mechs. We'll get into that as we get going.
Okay.
Let's see. Died in an accident after selling everything you own. Blah blah blah. Okay, we did that one. That one gets you piloting and guts. Your family was betrayed. Dun dun dun. Your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were the sole surviving member of your house. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. This one gets you gunnery and guts. Now, my thing is that gunnery and piloting is generally the best way to go, in my opinion. But none of these does both of those. So gunnery is
So would you
important.
say
Guts are important.
you want?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So are we trying to think maybe go for um more gunnery and guts at this time around, or do you think
Yeah.
piloting early on would be better?
Gunnery because you're going to want to hit shit, and guts because
Mm-hmm.
you want to be able to take more damage without
All
getting.
right, let's go the betrayal route then.
Okay. Family was betrayed. The bastard. Out on your own, you fell into a life of a Oregon Coalition soldier. Unsure of your prospects, you traveled to Coromadir, the capital of the Oregon Coalition, and enlisted in the Coalition military. You quickly rose through the ranks, distinguishing yourself as a reliable mech warrior. Life as a soldier wasn't glamorous, but it suited you just fine. That one gets you +1 gunnery. Frontier pilot. Tired of living under the authority of others, you fell in with a local pirate gang in the Rimworld periphery. It was an unruly crew, but an effective one, roaming the periphery afforded your outfit with a steady supply of poorly defended merchant caravans and supply depots to prey upon. While raids did occasionally devolve into combat, you quickly learned that successful piracy is most about being in the right place at the right time with the right threats and a good show of force. That one gives you +1 guts. Solaris Gladiator. In the world, there's a Solaris 7 is one of the planets, and it's
Mm-hmm.
where basically all the hot rod mechs go, and hot rod mech warriors do gladiatorial combat in seriously customized mechs. That in the real world of the game, a mech that's tricked out to do work great in an arena. If you were to take it into a real war battlefield, probably wouldn't last
Mm-hmm.
long because it's highly specialized for the arena. It
Ah,
wouldn't
okay,
necessarily
gotcha.
survive on the battlefield due to heat and whatnot. Okay. You took your skills as a mech warrior to the famed arena planet of Solaris 7. There, you eked out a living as a gladiator, fighting for the crowd in minor arenas, getting by from paycheck to paycheck. That one gets you +1 gunnery.
Mm.
Inner Sphere Mercenary. Eager to get away from it all, you joined up with a minor Inner Sphere mercenary unit. Integrating into the tight-knit crew took time, but you eventually proved your worth and became part of the family. That gives you +1 tactics. You roam the Frontier Freelancer. You roam the RimWorld periphery as a freelancer, signing on for whatever odd contracts you could find as a mech warrior for hire. It was a solitary life, but as you became more comfortable with the itinerant lifestyle, you found you were able to make a decent living helping the people of the frontier. That's +1 tactics. And finally, the one that gets you piloting. Merchant Guard. You signed on as a pirate as a guard for a small trading guild, providing security as the guild's caravan made trading runs between the inner sphere and the periphery. It was a largely uneventful life, but you were able to put your mech warrior skills to good use in an occasional scuffle with pirates and uncooperative local governments. I'm going to go this route because we really need piloting too.
Okay.
Until years later, you cross paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. While escorting a supply caravan to a small outpost on the outskirts of the Oregon Reach, you were set upon by pirates and left for dead. Jesus.
Left for Dad.
Left for dad. Where'd you go, Daddy? Oh, anyway. Papa. Raju happened to be visiting the capital city and picked up your distress call. Upon rescuing you, he offered you a job in the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor and preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Kamea Arano. And then we can start designing our character.
Okay.
One of the only real problems I have with this game, I mean, you see some here, but all of the main characters, the game plays a little bit too much of identity politics in the NPCs, in my opinion. But I'm not going to go into too depth on that because I don't want the flame war. Okay, we'll go with her. Yeah, I like that one. That works. I need a goofy name to give it because I don't want like killer because those are like that's lame. I want something silly. What's a good call sign name?
Tiddlywinks.
Hey, there you go. Tiddlywinks. Tiddlywinks. There are not 3Ds in Tiddlywinks.
In this version, there are.
There are now. First name. Tilda. Well, she's Draconis Combine, so I'm gonna give her a Japanese name. And we'll go with Tilda. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna try to figure out like what other options we had on here. So I just wanted to see. I see that you're doing name and call sign. You have a character portrait. This is not a game that you're focusing too much on your character's design. I mean, obviously we're not looking at like Unreal's metahuman style.
Oh no! Nothing like that. Not nearly that good. Especially since it's 3 years earlier. But
what I'm saying is it's more along the lines of it does help out in terms of the story, but when it comes to actual gameplay itself, that's just cosmetic at that point. You're focusing more on the mechs than anything else.
Correct. We're going to name her Tilda Winku, a.k.a. Tiddlywinks.
I like it.
Let's go with it. There she is. There's her details. So she's starting out with a Gunnery 3, Piloting 3, Tactics 2, Guts 3. All very good. Much better. Oh, pronoun. Yeah, you can choose pronouns too.
Hey, no. Okay.
Let's see. Which I don't have a problem with. Doesn't really affect anything. High Lord Tamati Arano II is dead. The Oregon Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinosa, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Kamea Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Cortia City. Well, how's that for timing?
Then shit hits the fan.
It will momentarily. Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 0853, local time. Dong dong. Oh wait, wrong show.
Who knows? Dick Wolf is everywhere. Could be in this too.
That's true. So they give you like little tips in the upper left corner here while it's loading up. And we're loaded, so let's do the first mission. I figure for this first session, once we actually get going into the game, we can start talking about other stuff, but I'm just going to go through the basic thing to get you the first base save point to start, enough to get the world going, as it were.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty.
Command interface initiated.
So, to move around, you use the move the map around, WASD. You can also use the right mouse to rotate the map, or the Q and E. Okay, Tiddlywinks. I had the Espinosa refit yards rush repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece. I'm Batman, no. But we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests. You know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now do me a favor and get that BattleTech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in the actuators. Okay, so
I always found that funny. It's like we need to find a way to try to include this training montage, or basically get you to learn how to,
And the way they did on this one is
interact with
pretty good.
gameplay.
The way the tutorial on this one's pretty good because it actually lays out some story, and without being too obnoxious. Okay, so it's like I said, it's turn-based. So
I'll come right
Right.
in and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
okay,
Shock.
So you select where you want to go, and you can choose your facing. So when you walk to where you want and which direction you're facing. So we're going to be facing that way. Brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral. And I'm worried about Lady Kamea's safety during her coronation procession.
Now, is this the type of game where you're the silent protagonist, or?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, no,
Okay,
you'll
gotcha.
get dialogue options, but there's no voice.
Mhm.
So you
Oh,
are
okay.
silent, but there's dialogue options you can choose. Let's see. Anyway, it looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of these burnt-out urban mechs and open fire. Funny bit here.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything. But my gut tells me something's off. And a warrior trusts their instincts.
Urban mechs are basically walking trash cans. But for some reason, people just love them. They're like they're like the underdog in the BattleTech world. People are always they're a meme. I mean, if you look up urban mech meme, you'll find a ton of stuff. they're like one of the only mechs that they're way underpowered, but if the dice rolls are just right, they'll take out mechs 3 times their size.
Oh, shit.
But you have to be damned lucky. Okay, so we'll pick on this guy. So you pick your target, and then on the right here, you've got all your various weapons. There's 2 you can't see because the BattleTech logo's in the way. There's melee and
I can see
DFA.
it here.
Oh, that's right, because
there
you got
you
the
go.
full screen.
Yeah.
These are weapons: M lasers, medium laser, and there's some where it is. Tells you where on the body it is, what its accuracy is, shot modifiers. That's actually a relatively new add-in. You've got autocannon 2, more medium lasers, and another autocannon 2. So we're going to target this guy. Now up top here we got the diagram of the mech. You got right leg, right arm, left arm, torso, right torso, left torso, center torso, and head. And then you've got the back. You've got armor all around, and your back armor is always the weakest.
Okay.
So the one good way to take something down quick is to get behind it and just unload.
Mm.
But you also have to manage heat. So you notice like down here where it says number 3 and there's this little bar here.
Mm-hmm.
That's your heat That's your heat meter.
Okay.
So it's when I fire out my things, this is where it's going to put my heat. So bye, Irby. Irby the love bug had a bad day. Good shot. Your guns are in working order at least. Oh, and then you get tanks too. Been training Lady Orano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be a just and effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in capital, with her cousin Victoria by her side. Oh, foretelling. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth to be told. Anyway, we should run a check on your targeting computer. See that drone over there? The one moving to the tree line? Put some hurt on it for me. And then when it turns, take it out with a rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving.
Kamea's like a daughter to me, and her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
Okay, so select the character. There's the tank.
All weapons committed.
So there's something you'll get to see at some point that I think that used to be more effective. It's not as effective as it once was, but you can do melee attacks with the mechs. And I used to love walking up and stomping on tanks, because you can squish them like bugs.
Okay. It actually
Okay.
shows the animation, or
Yeah, it shows you walking up to it and stomping on it.
that's amazing.
One dead tank.
And yet no forest fire.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Yeah. Nice shot. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Oregon politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by High Lord Tamati's death. It needs a smooth transfer of power. Kamea belongs on the Cormorant throne. Go ahead, fire up your jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend the cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground near the edge of the lake. So you also have jump jets.
Pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
So when you select jump, all these dots are where you can land.
Okay.
And then rotate the
So
map a little
elevation
bit.
does take place. Or
Oh,
does
elevation
actually
is
have an effect.
yeah, elevation has an effect. It does affect things like line of sight.
Mhm.
You get firing from above on something gives you a better chance to hit. Okay, see that orange thing flickering on the left there? Notice how the heat's
Yes.
warming up. When I land, it's
Mhm.
going to get even warmer.
Enemy detected.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
So as you get overheated,
There's no space age cooling design like vent it out into space. It's literally just go take a
vent in space. Actually, you heat up more in space because it's vacuum. There's nothing to vent to.
Mm,
It takes into account actual physics.
that's actually quite impressive.
Okay, so choose character. But the nice thing about it is water is your friend. Because water will cool you down quick. Warning, plasma leak detect, jump jet malfunction, jump jet systems damaged, system inoperable until repaired. That's not a plot point. Oh, for the love of all gods. This is what I get for insisting on a rush job. Not that I had much of a choice. The Espinosa refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. It looked like they were trying to process every single Royal Guard mech in time for the coronation. There isn't any time to get your jets replaced, so we're going to have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee attack. I want to make sure nothing else is going to break on your blackjack before we can take it out on the Cormorant Road. And the mech that he wants me to take out right there, okay, is a Panther. As you can kind of see a little bit. But you can do Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Engaging physical attack.
Oh shit!
It's not always one-shot kills. This is just a tutorial, so shit's gonna die easy.
Right. Exactly.
But good hit, at least that's solid. All right, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to a sprint and evade my attack. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna actually
That
take
is
it.
so cute. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
Okay, sprint. Sprint over to here. Face him. Now, as you move, you gain. You're harder to hit because you moved, so you gain evasion. But as you get shot at, your evasion gets knocked down because, people are realizing where you are.
Right.
Congratulations, Tiddlywinks. Your blackjack's as combat ready as it can be, given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded, and that we end the day having a good laugh about what a paranoid old man I've become. But if not, then I know that you'll be ready. All right, it's time to move out. She's waiting for us by the mech bay. Anyway.
Display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
And he's piloting a Centurion, which is actually a pretty good mech. Blackjack's okay for a start, but it's not my favorite mech.
I have to imagine it must be a fair, decent amount of variant models throughout the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can customize your loadouts, and it will some weapons will affect the look of the mech. So like, hang on a second. Let me introduce Lady Kamea Arano, soon to be High Lady of the Regan Coalition. There's Lady Victoria on this channel. For the time being, my father has summoned me to the Picton docks. I don't know why she's Russian all of a sudden with a name like Espinosa. I have a fleet inspection and tour of the family refit yards to preside over before coronation. Behold the responsibilities of a noble daughter, a font of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire reach. Give my best to your father and don't be late for the tourney. Gambling dens are already taking bets on how long it'll take me to cripple that customized monstrosity you pilot. Laughing. Bold words, cousin. But the only victory you'll be celebrating is mine. You may be ascending to the throne today, but my Kaga is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call BattleTech. And in the arena, I reign supreme. We'll see, cousin, we'll see. At any rate, I'll see you at the tourney grounds. Sir Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland, along the Cormorant Road, as is the Arano tradition. Aye, we'll get you there in one piece. Fall in behind me, Tiddlywinks. Remember what I told you.
Mission successful.
But you haven't told me anything.
Okay, so that's the initial tutorial, sort of. That's the first part of the tutorial. So E3 is such as it is going this week.
If you could really call it that, it's more just a collection of press conferences, and not even all the major players are in there.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth, bringing the light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the council deliberates while our economy falters, and the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further.
This is her uncle.
We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must.
That someone is him because he wants the power.
What I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
All I'm hearing from that is Lord Farquaad from Shrek. Some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, kinda. Typical noble ego. Okay. Now we're going to go back to us because we aren't aware that he's done this yet. So yeah, there hasn't been a lot that's been particularly OMFG to me for announcements this year. I mean, between Sony skipping it, Nintendo is effectively
Yeah.
skipping it, if I recall.
No, Nintendo actually has their it's called their presentation tomorrow morning at
Oh,
9
they're
a.m.
tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, for clarification, we are recording this on Monday, June 14th. So we
Yeah,
don't know what
2021.
Nintendo has. Yeah, if we don't know what Nintendo has in store for it. So far, we've seen the Microsoft slash Bethesda one,
It's more the
and
Bethesda show, from what I understand, than Microsoft.
which I was perfectly fine with. They were
Yeah.
giving more information about a lot of stuff that they were probably working on coming to PC, which is still coming to PC. It's just now that console-wise, it's going to be Xbox exclusive, but it ties into their whole game Xbox Game Pass, which is really what they're selling at this point.
Yeah, and that's the
The
thing
the
that
hardware is really
so
secondary at this point.
everybody's pushing these subscription services, which
Well, that's what makes the money at this point. I
yeah,
mean,
but I I
when
I
the
I I,
technology.
I I like buying a game and owning the fucking game. You know?
Oh, no, I have this argument with a bunch of people all the time because I'm kind of a fan of both. Because I mean, I love having a physical copy of these
Hmm.
games, but I also love having a digital library
Oh yeah, that's.
that
I
I
mean,
can
I
grab
love.
everywhere.
I am so screwed if Steam ever goes down.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would ever happen at this point.
Maybe
But yeah,
not,
when I
but
look at the X, yeah, you never know. But I'm just saying, like with the Xbox, I mean, I don't own an Xbox at this moment, but and I look at the Series X, but it's funny, their Game Pass library is so vast, and what they're, charging to have access to it. Honestly, I would probably just buy the console and just do the Game Pass and not worry about buying a physical copy of anything. But on
yeah.
the opposite end of that, if for like PS5 when I eventually get one,
Hmm.
there's no online service that they provide that can even match that. And that's the situation where I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to buy a physical copy of Spider-Man or something else. I'm just going to have just that game.
Well, and there's games that I've already got. I mean, fortunately, they're doing the whole PS4 will play on PS5, which
Right.
is good, but it's not as good as the what they did with the PS3 when the first versions of the PS3 came out, when you could go all the way back to PS1, which is why I've
Yes.
kept my PS3. But no, but the thing with like subscription services. Okay, so the thing about let's go ahead and get the game going here. Um,
Mhm.
the thing. Okay, so we're running as Mastiff, Kamea, and Tiddlywinks now. Um, I'm going to miss this clarity of purpose I feel in the cockpit of a BattleTech, simplicity of it, but there they are, just up ahead, the city gates and my future, all laid out before me. Oh, I'm sorry, that's too snarky.
Nothing's going to happen to me whatsoever.
But wait, there's smoke. Guard posts, one of the small ones that dot the roads leading to the capital. But the emergency band's been quiet all morning. I haven't heard anything about the fire.
This is damned.
Okay.
I
Um.
like it. Kid,
So
keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
so she's piloting a mech called a Kintaro, which is a pretty decent mech. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead here.
On my way.
But so with Steam,
Copy that.
I mean, I miss having. I like to have physical copies wherever possible.
Hmm.
Some sort of explosion. Do you think it was an accident? No, not a chance. Scorch marks, laser fire. We need to get you out of here right the f now. Yes, I think you're right. There's a patrol up ahead. Let's go talk to them. They're going to be helpful. They'd never betray me.
Yes.
Whatever's
Um,
happening,
I'm sorry. Was that too
don't
snarky?
derail your people need you.
Anyway,
I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
there's games I've bought, like, for example, Persona 5 R, the Royal.
Right.
I like the fact that I physically own that disc. Um, the original Persona I got as part of, if I recall correctly, uh, PlayStation Plus. But
Hmm.
the thing with PlayStation Plus is you don't own the games if your PlayStation Plus subscription expires, which I get is part of the whole thing with the model. I get it.
Right.
But, there with Steam at least, you buy a game online, you quote unquote own it for as long as their servers are up. And
Correct.
it's
Yes.
the whole renting. It's I don't know. I get that it's the future. We're gonna go stomping through this base because they don't need it. Um, but the whole idea of the rent a game really bothers me. Okay, we're gonna
I
go
can
back.
see where that's coming from for
Now,
you and what you're
part of
thinking
that's
of
also
about
my
that.
age.
Location confirmed.
But I also look at it as there are plenty of games out there that, especially on the indie game market, and some of them are fantastic games, but there are plenty of games out there that I would probably not give a second thought to even trying to try out if it wasn't for the fact that it was part of a service like this.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right. You got that. That is a good way to expose indie developers and whatnot. Wow, I'm
Hmm.
steaming up a lot. Uh, hail, Lady Arano, hail, Mastiff. We're preparing Arano's coronation parade when we got word of disturbance along the road. Guard post behind us was attacked. Sir Roger found evidence of lasers fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way. Sir Raju will fall in behind you and guard your six. Tell me something, guardsman. If the road is clear, why is your battle mech damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that's not important now. We need to worry about Lady Arano's safety. Now, milady, if you'll come with us. No, you're lying to us. It's my coronation day. No mech tech would have sent you out on parade duty in that condition. I am your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here.
Mm.
Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them! Kill the old man and the mech warrior, but take our Lady Arano alive. Dun dun dun.
Get behind us.
Who
Okay,
could
so now
have ever saw this happening?
I have no idea.
Train me to fight.
It is a decent story, honestly. I mean, it's a hackneyed story, but
Mm.
it's a decent story. So we went over there this time. Okay. So I'm gonna go over here,
Talk to me.
and we're gonna go over here because I get a side armor this way. Actually, you can also you get cover. So like if you so you notice how there's a little tree icon right there where it says move. That means I'm going to
Hmm.
be partially undercover, and that reduces the amount of damage I'll take when hit.
Nice.
Not that it's a little unrealistic. I mean, the trees are knee height, and that's providing me cover. But the idea, at least the idea is there.
Yeah, it's giving you another layer of thought to the strategy of how you move around and how you place yourself in a position to battle.
Exactly. Like on a smaller mech like this Panther, I mean, that's a small mech. It's like a 30-ton mech. It's not big. Whereas the Centurion's like 65. So it's
It's kind of hard to be very agile, in something like that size.
okay. They're gonna fire on me. Oh, you're gonna rock 'em sock 'em already?
Oh damn.
Better not get a lucky shot. Okay. So Kamea, we're gonna go over here.
Acknowledge. I'm moving.
Go behind the Panther. I can't target the Panther because of the way it aimed me, but I can get the back of him.
All weapons. Lock on.
And I just blew his arm off.
Nice.
Inflicting heavy damage.
Is friendly fire a thing in this, or?
Yes and no. It. No, I don't think so. I mean, you will sometimes they introduced in one of the expansions they introduced stray, effectively stray fire, where if like you fire a bunch of LRM-20s, you fire a bunch of LRMs at somebody, and it misses them, or if they're in the way, they can or ones that miss may hit another mech that's in the area,
Okay.
which is kind of cool, but. Okay, so since he's got his, so you notice how it's black right here, his arm's gone. His left side armor is all sorts of fuck sword. Oh, it took out his
And you
laser.
can actually target individual parts of the
If you
mech,
have
right?
the skill.
Okay.
There's a skill you can get. Well, you can do a called shot, but it depends. Different parts are different. In a perfect world, like sometimes it's fun if you can if you can get a headshot, that'll preserve more of the mech. Whereas center torso, if you happen to get a headshot and take out the pilot, you just basically salvaged a whole mech. Whereas if you take out the center torso, which completely shuts a mech down, you'll get a fragment of the mech. If you take out both legs, a mech's out.
Gotcha. Okay. And you want to be able to try to protect or salvage them as much as possible because you're using that to build up your own mech.
When you get to that point, you're not to that point in the game yet, but yes.
Gotcha.
All weapons committed.
Also, since his arm's gone, I went straight into torso, which now his left torso's gone.
Critical damage
And it-
detected.
He's in a bad way.
Talk to me. Copy that.
Center torso destroyed. That means he's mech's down.
Battle mech down.
Anyway, so there were some. Did you see the thing about blankos?
No, what's that?
So it's an indie game sort of. But it's Blanco's Block Party. It's based on the whole vinyl figure thing. But it's a game built entirely on a blockchain. And your figures are basically NFTs. So you can sell them. You can build them up and sell them and collect them. And it's an interesting.
What the?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't create an account. It's kind of intriguing. And the game, it's like Roblox, but the ability to customize your things and sell them if you so chose.
Huh.
It's definitely it's interesting. I played it for a little bit today, but okay, Kamea, she's back here. I don't want to kick him in the butt.
It sounds like a further expansion of the because there was some little online NFT, not NFT, but online blockchain game.
Okay, took out his right leg. He's gonna fall down.
If you had any sense, you'd return.
I've heard about that. Yeah, the NFT kitties.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Now here's where we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna go Hare. Can I get close enough to stomp on him? No, I can't stomp, but I get really close and shoot his ass. Okay. I've heard about NFT kitties. I don't think that's what it's actually called, but
It's essentially what it is. You
it's a
have
similar
unique
concept.
identifiers. Yeah.
Now, if a mech's down, you can do a called shot, but notice like you've got a 2% chance of hitting the head, 28% of hitting the right torso, 28 on the left, 50% chance. Center shot's always going to be your better odds, but on a called shot. So let's see. Let's try a headshot. See if I get lucky. Oh, I took out his missile launcher at least.
Well, at least that's good.
Critical damage detected.
Okay, Mastiff, come kick some ass. You want a piece of this, dude? You know you do. You know you want a piece of this. Come on in. Do I want to do all of that? It's only a 14 and a half. Yeah, we'll do that. Do center torso. Okay, blew up his other SRM-4. So this guy doesn't have much in the way of weaponry left. Now he's going to try and stand up, and he's going to be limping because his leg's shot. Notice, and there he is. He limps. He tried to kneecap me.
My armor's still solid.
I'm listening.
She's going to be like, "Oh no, you didn't."
I'll do what you ask.
Good hit.
Nice.
You chose the wrong.
You chose the wrong side. Come here, can you hear me? Alexander, we were just attacked. The Royal Guard. My own guardsmen tried to take me prisoner. It's happening here too. Royal Guard are killing one another in the halls. Lord Carosa's house guard just got gunned down in front of me. The tourney pavilion is a slaughterhouse. I won't let these seditionists or whoever they are steal my birthright. We need to rally every loyalist we can find and make a push on the capital. I'll take the throne by force if I must. Go to Rotura Township, to the armory. Your soldiers are using it as a rally point. I've heard Lord Decimus send his house guard there a few minutes ago. Someone's here. I have to move. Rally what forces you can and meet me at the tourney grounds. You heard him. Let's go. I know that you and he are friends, but we can't take what he told you on face value. Right now, we don't know who we can trust. I've known him forever. He's my bestest bud. He's not going to fuck me over. As you say. Okay, so.
In the guard. And I fear this is only the beginning.
So we got to go up here.
Follow me. Keep close and remember your training. Things are likely to get ugly between here and there.
No, since
Getting a sensor trade.
now the fact that we see, is anything in range? Can you see? Okay, you can't. So you know that there's something up ahead, but since we didn't fire, we're going to wait, bleed off some of that heat, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So what games were there? Any games that you're really like enjoying or looking forward to?
I have to say that the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh yeah, you
from
should.
Eidos Montreal, I think was.
Okay.
That was the actual developer of it. Looks really good. I know with Crystal Dynamics they did, their take of the Avengers, which to me I get what they're doing. They were going for their own take on everything, using the comics as references. It was jarring to see that initially because of how
The
just
MCU?
in your face the MCU is everywhere at this time.
Right.
But I have to say though that what they did with the Guardians of the Galaxy is, closer to the comics than what we had in the MCU. But I still really enjoy it, and it looks like they definitely took their time with not only the gameplay aspect, but getting to know the characters' personalities. It looks really good, and I'm really looking forward to giving that one a shot.
Okay. I haven't watched the trailers on it yet, but that's one I'll probably look into. I don't know if I'll get it per se, but you try to kneecap me, you fucker. Okay, so get up in here, Tiddlywinks. You're not gonna be able to do jack on this turn, but let's get you up here anyway. Okay, and since you're not gonna be able to do jack, you just go ahead and brace. Bracing increases your guarded and entrenched status.
I think there was a couple others here and there that I was like, this could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The only other one that I was like, that looks, I've been looking forward to something like this was Back 4 Blood. So if I remember correctly about this, it was the team at Valve who made Left 4 Dead 1 and 2.
Okay.
They were working on 3, and for whatever reason, Valve decided to cancel it or delay it, or for whatever reason, that team left Valve, teamed up with, or made their own studio, and then decided to put together essentially Left 4 Dead 3. But it was
I'd heard about something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's being published by Warner Brothers instead. But yeah, they released a trailer, story trailer and gameplay trailer, and it's essentially Left 4 Dead 3. It looks amazing.
Oh, cool. There's some stuff I saw that looked good, but I didn't. Far Cry 6, that one.
Yeah.
That's so far of the games I've seen, that's the one I'm liking the most. Now that being said, I mean, ever since he started playing Moff Gideon, I've become a huge Giancarlo Esposito fan, and I didn't even realize he was in the original Do the Right Thing. I mean, this man's career's insane.
Yes, it is. It totally is. And I mean, I loved it when, like I said, how he played Moff Gideon in Mandalorian. He's going to do very well with that. But this one, it just gives him a whole another level of range that I don't think he even had back in the Mandalorian.
And the level, the Far Cry 6 is following the tradition of really awesome bad guys. I mean, the Far Cry games aren't about you doing stuff; it's about the bad guy. I mean, they're the best developed. They're and the scene they played. The larger than
life personalities, yeah.
Well, the larger than life personalities, but the fact that they are the hero of their own stories. they, you know, they're they're not evil for
Well,
evil's
if you
sake, you know. And oh, do I get to stomp one? Am I finally gonna get to stomp one? Haha, you're in range. You're stompable, buddy.
I was here for stomping action.
We're gonna get some stompage, hopefully.
But I do like
Okay.
the fact, I think it's some as an add-on to Far Cry 6, is that the villains from Far Cry 3,
Okay, here
4,
we
and
go.
5
Uh huh.
are actually playable in some sort of like
Oh yeah, the virtual thing they were
echo.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The blood dragon things. Like, yeah.
yeah. There's some lore there I'm missing. I didn't play Far Cry 3. I haven't played 3, 4, or 5 yet. I started 3, never finished it. Haven't played 4 or 5. I
I've
want
played
to.
3 and 4. I haven't played 5 yet.
Okay, here we go. Let's go stomp a tank, shall we?
Roger.
Bye bye.
That is satisfying.
It's very satisfying, and it doesn't use any heat, so I can do it and maintain my heat.
Confirmed.
The thing about this is you can play this. I mean, I find myself playing this and just getting. It's going to throw my heat way up. It's only got a 60% chance to take it out of the loop. That'll lower my heat. Okay, let's do this. That'll work.
I'll do what you ask.
Bye-bye, tank. Heat management is really critical in this game. Unless you're in like a snowy environment, because then it's
I'm gonna
not.
say you're surrounded by, yeah.
I'm on the move.
Okay. Do you read me? It's Espinosa, your uncle. Do you hear me? Espinosa is usurping the throne. Can't be. My uncle, Victoria. I just watched an Espinosa BattleTech plow through an army full of civilians. This is happening, and this is happening now. Your loyalists have fallen back to the Market District, and that's where we're making their stand. What's left of the Royal Guard are doing their best, but there's something wrong with their battle mechs. Wait, what's that sound? Oh, gods!
Alexander!
Well, that is one way to shut people up.
It's over. The ascendancy, the legacy, all of it. What have you done? You know, for years I loved you like a sister, but then my father helped me see it. Your family's complacency. What it's done to the Reach. Our nation dwindles like a dying star, and House Orano is to blame. My father offered you a path to glory. I'd have fought under your banner proudly, served as your strong right hand. It was like a knife in my heart when you turned him away. Damn it, I taught you better than this. You taught me lies. For the love that I once bore you, I'm going to give you a chance to surrender. I'll even spare the old man and his mech warrior if you stand down now. I don't want to see you hurt, but you cannot be allowed to rule. I'll see you hanged for this, bitch. Oh. You and your father both, do you hear me? You're traitors to the Reach, and I will fight you to the last. You truly are a fool. I'll spare you in spite of yourself, but it cost your royal escort their lives. And they're going to drop in some mechs right on top of us.
All Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Arano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command.
Okay, so they dropped in.
These instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
They dropped in a spider, a cicada, a locust. Didn't they drop in a Jenner too? I thought there was a Jenner in here. Like, there's only 3 of them. Great, but I thought there were 4. Okay, so Mastiff, what do you want to do? Let's go get you a little bit of cover here, such as it is. Yeah, I'll get you some cover.
Aye, aye.
Yeah, that's really cover, guys. Okay, so I get 90, 90, 90, 70, 70, 70, 80, 80, 80. Well, 90, 90, 90 it is.
Take that as a lesson.
But yeah, no, the thing with Giancarlo Esposito introduced as the bad guy. Oh my god. Okay, so he's gonna come behind me and shoot me in the butt because that's what locusts are good for. But, oh, okay, Spider's going to jump in, try and do similar. Oh, no, he's not going to fire. Interesting. Okay. So command.
Have you seen some of the weapons from for Far Cry 6 yet, or no?
No, I haven't.
Sounds good. I'm moving.
They've always been known to have some crazy ass weapons out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, I forget what they officially called it, but it was firing sharpened CDs at people. But
Nice.
the machine that fires them is actually plays what's on the record itself. And for whatever reason, you have a giant stack of CDs
Bye-bye.
that play just the Macarena.
Ha! That's funny. That's funny. I'm hoping. Oh! The other thing I saw that I really liked, that looks amusing, is Mario's plus Rabbids Galaxy.
Oh yeah, the sequel. I love the first game. The first game was a hell of a lot of fun.
Have you seen the video for it yet?
Oh yeah.
The Rabbid Rosalina cracked me up. I thought she was awesome.
I'm so glad that whole pairing I never thought would work until I played it, and now I can't get enough of it.
I haven't played it yet. I want to. Monster Rancher Stories I'm looking forward to. I don't know that I'll actually play it. Oh man, that's just crap numbers, guys. So low percentage, so I'm not going to waste the ammo. Lasers, there's no ammo, so I'm cool with that. Ooh, hey, took out one of his lasers.
Enemy mech. Critical damage. Incoming transmission.
Attention, citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Oregon Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed.
And Spider's like, fuck you, I'm out.
Units, stand down, and you have my oath you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired.
My father placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust.
That was a nice side hit.
Yep, took out his other arm. He's armless now. He's still got lasers on his torso, but
So is he the Black Knight? He'll just keep on coming at you?
pretty much.
Being flanked.
You fucker. Took out one of my lasers. How dare you?
Now, when you get weapons that are damaged like that, can you repair them actually on the battlefield, or do you have to wait until afterwards?
You can't repair anything on the battlefield.
Okay.
You have to be in a mech bay, which you don't get access to mech bays until 2 missions after this one. But we'll probably go ahead and stop it either a little after this. Yeah, we'll stop it once we get them off planet, and then we'll go ahead and stop for the day, and we can continue later.
Okay.
Nice job, kid.
And down goes the Spider. Okay. Mastiff's going to turn around. We're going to go to the shade here. No, we're not. We're going to go back, try something different here. Go behind it. That's just so satisfying every time that happens. Command, do you read me? Thank the gods, I thought I'd lost you when the bombs fell. You very nearly did. The city is lost. We have to get off this planet. We need to do it now. Can't abandon. It's my home, my birthright. Battle's over. Get the fuck out of here, woman. You're right. Dick's won. The reach is his. We'll mourn it later, both of us. For now, you need to move. Get to the dropship at Shepherd's Pass. I'm on my way there now. We're on our way.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. I will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
So you got one more wave of values to get through before you can get to that ship?
It appears that way. I'm not going to spoil the story for you or any. So they dropped in a couple of tanks, and I think another mech. There's a mech over here, if I recall correctly. So I just want to get a better angle on the map here. Didn't mean to make you dizzy. Come
Reading
here.
loud and clear. I'm on my way. Target control.
Wow, the mechs are blowing up real easy today. They don't normally blow up that easy. I'm just getting lucky rolls, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay, so I can't see anything, so we'll brace. Their tank's going to get to move. Striker, which means it's going to launch missiles. And Mastiff's butt.
Armor breach. Internal damage. Orders. Confirmed.
How this thing falls for its motion is weird. I don't know why you had to back up for that, but sometimes it just... the oddities. Okay, say goodbye to the tank. And the laser's just a good fuck you.
I was gonna say, like, that's a one shot.
Never stood a chance.
Okay. Last chance, don't make me order your death. Do whatever you must, bitch. Headstrong fool to the end, damn you. Destroy them. Everybody. Nobody lives.
As you command, my lady.
And all of a sudden, this guy just teleports in out of nowhere. Wolverines are decent mechs for medium mechs. It's got some juice. I don't want to sprint. I want to straight move. There we go. But to make life more interesting, we've got turrets up here too. Why did she not fire? That's just rude.
Line of sight, or
No, it's because it was set to sprint. It won't let me. So fine, we'll do it this way. That's it's the I think it's the predestination of the tutorial or the story intro.
Got my attention.
I get some shielding from the trees. Okay. So I can take them out. Okay, now remember I was talking about multi-shot?
yes.
Thing called multi-target. You select that, pick your targets. Just target 1, target 2, and determine who gets hit with what. So the second turret's going to get hit with one medium laser and the other M10. The other one's going to get hit with the AC autocannon 10 and the medium laser.
Roger.
Oh, I was hoping that would take it out. Oh well. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have split my damage on that one, but... And, oh, you gonna come in and do Rock'em Sock'ems? You are.
Oh,
You
kicks you.
fuckser. Oh, you dick.
Took one of my guns.
Standing by.
Fuck it, I'm giving you an Alpha Strike.
Just at point blank range.
Yep. Not enough to take him down, but it certainly hurt him. What? Oh, I did the AC's off, probably.
They punched through my defenses. Talk to me.
take him out from behind here. Do him old Yeller style. He's gonna try and run away. Oh, he's got it in for Mastiff. Okay.
Bastard reached my armor.
I'm listening.
Give me some
Copy that.
Okay. Now if I alpha strike him, notice I'll go over. It says overheat alert. So we'll take the LRMs out of the mix. That'll cool it down a little bit. We'll take out one of the SRMs. Take out two of the SRMs. Okay. And fire.
I'm on it.
Okay, he's not going to be jumping around anymore.
If you had any sense, you'd retreat.
Now, because you're in this mountainous area, there's not really, I see, a lake or anything to help you cool down.
Not
What would
in
you
this
do to try
section.
and negate some of that.
Well, that's why you see me selecting which weapons I use and don't use. Also, if you move a turn, if you do a melee strikes don't generate heat, so that your heat sinks on your mech will soak down some of that heat between turns.
Okay.
40% chance, but hey, I'll take it. I think you need to meet the ground, my friend.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
There he goes. Come on. Oh, no. There you go.
Just barely dinged my arm.
Turrets are annoying. But they're like laser turrets, so it's not like they're shredder turrets, which do massive fucking damage.
Got my attention. Copy that.
No, the turrets you just on a, they have full 360 range, or?
Yep.
Oh, jeez, so you can't even really sneak up on them.
Not easily.
Say goodbye.
There you go.
There's one down.
Target destroyed.
You have my attention.
Go step on him.
I'm on it.
I'm kind of with you. That never gets old.
No, it doesn't. It just never gets old.
Engaging physical attack.
Nah, only 40 points of damage. That's okay. Now he's going to try and get up. Oh, he is hurting. Look at his armor knockdowns.
And then try to run away.
No, he's going to go around and try and do a back shot on me. Oh no, he's still after Mastiff. He is pissed at Mastiff.
Robbed him?
Well, Mastiff did kind of fuck him up. Oh! Took out his arm.
They punched through my defenses.
Saw the reflection there. That was kind of cool.
Orders. Roger.
Okay, what have I got? I still got medium lasers. 70, 80, 99. Let's get that thing out of the way.
Firing.
There it goes.
Turret's out of the way.
Target destroyed.
How the hell did you manage that, dickhead? I thought you were down already.
My armor.
Okay,
Yes,
come
I
here.
hear you.
Punch him really hard.
Confirmed.
Now, when you do these melee attacks, do you have a
Both legs
shit?
destroyed. He's down.
Do you have the option to target a certain part of it for a melee attack, or is just melee attack knock them?
If they're on the ground, you
Mm-hmm.
can sometimes get it'll give you the option of where you want to try and stomp. But for punches, no. Melee attack's just a
Gotcha.
melee attack. You take what you get.
Mm.
Okay, so we got to get to the area. Everybody gets there. Okay, thank God you made it. Blah, blah, blah. Ready to depart. 5 minutes is a long time. Get her to the docking ramp.
Thank you, Sir Rashu. Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today. I promise you that.
Okay, so she needs to spread out over to here. New mechs drop in. Oh, look, it's her cousin.
Mm.
All units advance. I want you to take down the dropship. Destroy everyone and everything that stands in your way. All right, Tiddlywinks. Sorry. Trained you for this. Fight side by side. Watch each other's backs.
Great call sign.
Protect the dropship. It's all that matters. Oh, but look. Engine heat critical. Shutdown initiated. Reactor offline. Weapons offline. System inoperable. Trouble with your blackjack, Tiddlywinks? Shame. That's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately.
Mm.
You have numbers on us and you've resorted to sabotage, and you're gloating about it? You've got no honor, you vicious little brat. Not you nor your backstabbing father. Shut your mouth, old man. My father's a great man. I swear to all the gods you will suffer if you insult him again. Your father's a coward, and so are you. Tiddlywinks, I want you to eject. Now, punch out. You're no good to anybody in a broken mech. Eject, now! Now come for me. Your teacher is waiting. And we get a cutscene.
Successful.
So he's basically just trying to go out into a blaze of glory.
No, he's just trying to do it, buy us time to get out, but yeah.
Mm.
There's a mission after this cutscene bit that happens that gives you a little more introduction as to how the system works. The cataphract. And then you get to start running the company. You can do your customizations and stuff, but it's running late enough that we're not going to go through that on this recording. We can save it for the next time if you want.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Poor Centurion.
Well, I could definitely see why you enjoy this. This is actually entertaining.
Yeah, it's one I actually enjoy watching other people play sometimes too.
Mm.
Oh, wait, that's her ship. It went boom. Or did it?
But it's on the news, so it must be true.
Of course. Fox News wouldn't lie. Neither would CNN. Okay, it's going to go through a couple of things before I get to save out, so we'll go through those real quick. So here's... Okay, remember when I was talking about identity politics earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Easy there, Tilda. Took a nasty crack on the head before you punched out. Don't worry, you're safe now. My name's Darius Oliveira. I'm the XO of the Markham's Marauders. Not for long. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when. I didn't just see the Commander Markham, but he was on a supply run in the Market District when the bombs fell. He didn't make it. Got various couple options here. You rescued me. Why? I'm sorry for your loss. If it wasn't your company, I'd be dead. For your company, I'd be dead too. Pick one.
Let's go with 3.
Alrighty. That's probably true, but don't mention it. After seeing what happened in Markham, it didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new, quote, directorate, unquote. when we picked up your broadcast on the emergency band, we knew what we had to do. What about Mastiff? Did you find him? Did you pick up my mech? So what happens now? Let's go to Mastiff. We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody's surprised a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard on a handful of deployments, and Sir Raju earned my respect many times over. His death was a loss for us all. Were you able to recover my mech?
It's like, yeah. I lost my friend and trainer, but where's my?
Well, you got to go. These are you go through them all, but yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it in the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang said that your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move. So what happens now? Well, things aren't looking so hot around here with the coup and all. House Espinosa's directorate is the new de facto government of the Eureka Reach. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arana was dead. Her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. It's all over the news. Well, shit. I just love that one. Damn it, what a waste. The Mastiff died for nothing. Go with well shit.
You gotta go with well shit.
Our sentiments exactly. We're getting the hell out of the Eureka territory. I've already booked transport on the first jump ship out. We're headed to a nice, quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier on the Canopan border. Not a cheap trip, but we'll worry about how we're going to pay for it later. As for you, you've got options. According to your blood shit, you've got family in the Draconis Combine. If you want, I could try and book you transport on a freighter bound for Kurita space. Can't make any promises, but I'm willing to try. And then because I picked Ancestry Draconis Combine, that gives you some options to say stuff. Combine isn't my home, never has been. My family moved to the Reach before I was born. No way I'll be damned if I'm going to let the directors chase me away. It's ancient history. Besides, I'm broke. What's option B?
Let's go with
In that case, you can stay with us for the long haul. When we get where we're going, we can drop you to the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a name for yourself there. Of course, I'll need you to pitch in for your share of fuel plus food, lodging, repairs on your mech. Fair's fair, after all. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off your debt, and you ran with Mastiff, so I know you've got chops. Think it over. Sleep on it. You've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road ahead. 3 years later.
Oh, it just jumps right that fast.
Yeah, it does. The next mission's fun, though. They send you to do something, and stuff gets... Well, you'll see later. Now, it's going to try and drop me in there directly. But I'm going to, as soon as it gives me the option to save, I'm going to save. Okay, I have to get to begin mission to get to the save spot.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, independent prospectors like, thanks for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry, we'll get your platforms back. Well, I'll read this all out later. I'm just going to skip past it for now.
No worries.
Okay. So we'll save game. Manual 3 years later. Alrighty, and we'll go back to the main screen. So there's your first dose of BattleTech. Hope it wasn't too obnoxious.
No, I enjoyed it. Thank you for letting me tag along with this.
Thank you for joining me. It's nice to have somebody to talk to while I do this. Makes it more interesting and less, talking headish.
Well, that, and you can also just, the snarky comments and everything.
Snarky. Oh, it's all about the snarky comments,
Yeah.
But I'd like to do this again sometime, and hopefully people will enjoy it. I'll probably edit this and get it up in the next day or two. And we'll go from there. So,
sounds like a plan.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll go from there.